everyone, I'm Danny. Thank you for clicking this video and welcome to my channel. I am so excited to do the Miss Universe recap for this year's competition. If you guys haven't already subscribed to this channel, please be sure to do so. Also give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends if you like it, which I hope you do. Also comment below if you guys have anything to say about this video. I love hearing from you and I love having conversations with you about pageants. I feel like you guys always give me a really new and fresh point of view where I learn cool things about the contestants from you. So please share all of your guys' comments below. Congratulations to all of the contestants competing tonight, and especially to our new Miss Universe, Miss France. I am so excited to follow along in your journey this year. I feel so emotional right now. I couldn't be more pleased with the entire production. It was so hard for me this year to pick a top 12, and I really wanted to have a top 30 because I saw that there were so many outstanding women on that stage, so many inspiring women, that it gets me so emotional to see their dreams and feel like I can relate to the things that they're talking about, and I think that that was so wonderful. And this was the first year that we got to see IMG take over this competition and do what they wanted with it and make changes. Because last year it was their first time taking over Miss Universe, and it seemed like they were in a little bit of a scramble and they couldn't make the changes that they wanted to. As a contestant, I was reading all sorts of things online on Instagram. I was a little worried about the changes that were going around that IMG wanted to make for this competition. It sounded like they were trying to steer away from pageant girls, and that kind of scared me because I feel like I am a pageant girl and that's just become a part of me, and it's something that I'm proud of. I'm proud to say that I'm a pageant girl because I feel like pageants have given me so much opportunity. So I was worried that they were really trying to take out any kind of pageant aspect and that my predictions would be really off in this competition because of that. But I'm glad to see that the girls that had great performances in prelims and spoke well and walked well and had confidence were the ones that did well in this competition. In terms of the overall production of this show, I loved the intro where Steve Harvey did that little bit where he was talking about his escape plan. I thought that was really cute. I like that they embraced that mistake from last year. I thought that it brought a lot of comedy to the show overall, so I enjoyed all those little moments with Steve Harvey and with Pia and with the contestants throughout the show where they were joking about that mistake. I think it was great. It was very well done, and it was just a fun show overall. I wish that the intros had been a little bit longer. I felt like the shots of the girls walking across stage was so fast that I didn't get to have a good look at the contestants' last look, and that's something that I wish we would have seen a little bit more of this year, but granted, overall, still a great show. Swimsuit was fun. I thought it was very interesting that they kept the 3-girl format and then 2-girl format for the swimsuit competition. I was wondering how that would work out with 13 girls, so I guess they went 3s and 2s, which worked out just fine. And I thought that the girls were just as consistent as they were for prelims as they were for finale. We didn't see any huge changes in swimsuit. The one girl that really struck me though was Kenya getting into the top 13. I had noticed her during preliminaries, but she was one of those girls that I was on the edge about that I didn't include in my preliminary recap, but good for her. I loved how heartfelt she was. One thing that I thought was so cool this year was when we got to see all of the girls talk to Steve Harvey, when he got to ask them a little bit about themselves when they were first selected for the top 13. I loved getting to see their first reactions, that excitement that they had, because a lot of the times, the ways that pageants used to be, we would just see a girl get her name announced, walk up, stand there, smile at the camera, and that's all it was. It was just about her and beauty, and I think that that small change to hearing about something personal about each contestant makes them a lot more real, makes them more relatable. So we're not just looking at the outside, we're learning about all the things about their character and their quality that makes them great representatives for their country and for the world. Every so often I see a pageant that really blows me away, that the caliber of the girls and their talents stands out, and for me, this year is one of those years. And it's interesting because sometimes it's a pageant that I don't expect. Sometimes I'll see a state pageant and it really blows my mind. And sometimes I'll watch a national pageant and a younger division will just blow me away because I can't believe the quality of young women. So for me, it's not about age or ranking in your level, but it's just about the quality of women on any given day. And for me, that was so elevated this year. Seeing them in the gown competition blew me away. Usually when I watch gown competitions, we see some girls that I feel got into the competition because they had so much confidence, but they weren't styled quite as well. This year, all of the gown changes were beautiful. We saw that 7 of the girls in that top 9 changed their dress. That might be something to think about when preparing for USA next year or preparing for Miss Universe in the upcoming years for girls is, should I change my dress? I thought that was interesting. I've never seen a majority change their dress. And I thought that they all changed their dress for the better. I loved their second options. I was so excited when Thailand came out in that black dress. That was the dress I was waiting to see her in. That's what I wanted her to be in for prelims, but I loved it. France's dress, it looked like it was from the same designer, but stunning. Did you hear what they said? It took 5 months to make that dress, and I'm not surprised. I'm sure that's all hand-beaded couture gown. It was perfect on her. I loved Philippines' dress too. It really popped on her, that red on stage. Red is always a really great color in pageants. It does well generally, but that style of dress with how the bust was beaded, perfect for me. Loved that. Everyone in evening gown killed it on stage for me. I, at that point, didn't know how the judges were going to choose a girl, but I think that they had great choices. Usually when I watch a pageant, sometimes I get shocked or disappointed by the results and I get confused, but these results really made sense to me this year, and I felt like they were very well deserved, and every one of those girls that was even on that stage should have been proud to represent their country. That is the biggest deal. That's all I was thinking about, was how amazing it would be to step foot on that stage. What a dream come true that would be. So I hope that girls aren't going home disappointed because they're still representing their countries, and that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Let's talk about their onstage questions. Overall, as a group, I didn't think that the onstage questions were that strong. And that surprised me because I also didn't think that the questions were that difficult either. One thing that does bother me though is, granted, the organizers of this pageant are in America. And I thought that the questions were a little bit unfair because they did lean heavily upon things that are happening and relevant in the United States, but there's so much more going on around the world. This isn't just about the United States. This is about a representative for the world. Somebody not just repping the US. I think that those questions would have been more relevant at Miss USA, not so much at Miss Universe. So I would like to, in the future, see it a little bit more fair and talk about broader topics, so then the girls have to be a little more aware about what's going on around the world and not just in their own country. Or on another side, or on the flip side of that, I would like to see that each of the questions are based on the girl's home country and what she knows about her own place. I feel like that would be a little bit more fair for every girl, so she has a really good chance to do well. There was something I thought was very interesting tonight, and that's that the top 3 all had translators. And several years ago, in 2012, when Olivia Culpo won, they were asking the top 5, they asked Miss Philippines a question similar to, do you think that a Miss Universe has to be able to speak English as her primary language? And she basically said no. What's important is that she's able to inspire people. And that answer got her up to the position of first runner-up, and I thought that answer was brilliant and amazing. But it brought up the question, should a Miss Universe be able to speak English? I personally don't think so, because not every country in the world does speak English. I think it's okay to have somebody representing that organization that's not her primary language or her first language. So I think it was great that that didn't count against any of the girls in the top 3. Like I said, I loved these selections. I loved the top 3. When Columbia answered her second question, I thought that her second question wasn't as strong as her first question, that first answer, and that might have swayed the judges a little bit. And I was a little bit confused about her answer. I didn't understand its connection to the question itself. I thought that she said some really great things in it. That was great. But when it came to is she answering the question, I don't think that that happened. And I think that that really affected her score. I really loved Heidi's answer for her last question. I liked that she instantly talked about something that was really relevant to her, and she thought, well, 7 years, it was so specific, but also very natural. She said, 7 years ago, I was involved in an earthquake, and I failed myself because I wasn't living my life to the fullest. And I thought that was a really great message, because how many of us have experienced that, where we just go through life like it's mundane and we don't appreciate every single day. And I feel that by just living in the United States and waking up here every day with the liberties that we have and the freedoms that we have, I don't want to take advantage of that. I recognize that the United States is a very privileged country. It's absolutely ridiculous sometimes just how entitled so many Americans are. And it's also unfortunate because I think they're missing out on life. They're missing out on so many beautiful things and being able to appreciate other cultures and to treat other people with compassion. So when Haiti talked about that, that really spoke to me as a person. And that's what I felt like I connected most with her on that. Obviously, France's answer was beautiful. It was perseverant. And I think that's also a really great theme that a lot of people have experienced, where you fail and you think that you didn't do well and you felt like you failed yourself. But it's important to get up and keep going and keep coming back. And that's how we really succeed in anything in life. That's how I won any pageant that I ever won, was by coming back over and over and over. So I encourage all girls that if you fail in one pageant, that's not failing forever. It doesn't have to be. You only fail if you give up. Failures are really just lessons, and I think that that message was so great that Miss France shared. But then again, I would have been happy to see France, Haiti, Colombia, and really anybody in that top 12 represent Miss Universe, because those women were so outstanding tonight. Other thing is this, I was just excited to see Miss Haiti in the top 13, in the top 9, in the top 6, in the top 3. This is what I've been talking about. I have been waiting for Haiti to be up there because I think that they're working so hard, and I do think that in my lifetime, I'm gonna see a Miss Haiti win Miss Universe. I believe it. I believe it. What are your guys' thoughts on Miss Universe tonight? How did your favorites do? If you guys enjoyed watching this episode, please be sure to subscribe to this channel. Also follow me in my social media as I prepare for Miss Montana USA this year. I want to bring you guys along in this journey and sharing it. And I want you guys to see behind the scenes what it really takes to prepare for these pageants. So be sure to follow me on all of my social media because there's going to be lots of photos and videos and updates about that. There's lots of really cool stuff that's coming up in the next couple months that I want you all to be a part of. Thank you though for watching this episode, and I hope that you've subscribed and joined me for the next.